Hi, do you guys remember when I did that video like a bit ago where it was me talking about how to stream and stuff I do, and there was a technical difficulty of me not being able to show you guys my OBS? I fixed it, so we're gonna do this again. Hi guys, I'm going to be explaining how I stream, all the devices that I use, and a couple of FAQs that I got. One of the first things that I use, which I think is really important, is called V802 Mini. I'm resizing it so you can see it better, because I'm going to explain this first. Because this is how I get my little shrimp, and as you can see, I have a bunch of little shrimps, as well as a couple of cheeses. I feel like this one is super important, super cool, so I'm going to show you it. I'm going to use my beginning shrimp. Actually, I'm going to just use this one. We're going to make a new one. This is shrimp number 7. Now, you can change this to anything you want. You can fiddle with this more. This is just what I use. Okay? This is a great app if you want to have a little animated or PNG tuber thing. The ones that I used is a closed mouth image, an open mouth image, and an open mouth blinking image. Now the blinking image I just have be the closed mouth image, but because the closed mouth is like gray and stuff, I have it just be the normal one. This is just what I do because I don't have more, because I don't blink, which I'm finding now to be kind of weird. But I digress. For state effects, I do random shaking because I feel like that suits me. Now, you can have it be transparent. You can have it be transparent on OBS. You cannot do that with some of the other programs I'm going to show you today. So just use OBS for everything if you want it to show your background. You can also have it be a specific color or a specific image. Completely up to you and what you want to do. I like the transparency though. That's just how I use this. You don't have to be a shrimp, obviously. You can also be like a lobster. No, I think somebody already has a lobster. You can be whatever you want. I also, like I mentioned before, use OBS. This is my stream setup, and it looks like a lot. It looks like a lot more than it is. Okay? It is not this complicated to do OBS. So we're going to start with this one. I don't even remember what I used this for. I don't know. But we're just going to delete everything and do it all over again. So to start and make one, you gotta press this plus button over here. You can make a scene. I'm not gonna do that because I have like a kajillion. Now, I don't have any sources. And that's kind of a problem because I like when you guys see me. So I'm gonna start and I'm gonna do all these first. Recently, OBS got an update, which is another reason why I wanted to do this again, to show you guys the new update and how it works. So this is all the stuff that I've already done before. We're not gonna be doing that right now. For now, what we're going to do is we're going to go to game capture. We're going to capture a specific window, V802 Mini, right? Okay, look, there I am. Now, you're going to want to click the allow transparency. That's really important. Allow transparency. You're going to resize it and move it wherever, but allow transparency, okay? Capture cursor doesn't have to be on. It doesn't not have to be on, but it doesn't have to be on. Now, because I've resized it, it's being weird, so let me fix that a little by just doing that. Boom! Now you can see my little guy. Weepee! I'm gonna put him up here, because why not? Or down here, because that's where I normally have him. Now, I like to make him kind of small. Actually, for certain things, I have him over here, or I'll have him over here. I like to have him kind of small. Okay. Next, let's say you want to play a game, or you just want to show your display. You can do your display capture and you can pick which display. You can do a game capture, any full-size application, or you can have it be a specific one. These are all the stuff I have open. I don't really have anything open right now. But yeah, let's say I had Overwatch open. This is what I would use. But I want to, down here, it both says game. So what you can do is you can rename it. I'm going to name this Shrimp. Boom. I'm going to rename this Overwart. And that way I know to put my shrimp above Overwart, because now let's open Overwatch. I promise I'm not playing. I promise this isn't just me playing a game. Okay? There we go. So my Overwatch is open, right? So now I can go in here and I can... Oh, there we go. Boom! My Overwatch is here. Now, whenever you do something like this, it's going to make you resize it. So I just like to make it really small and put it where I want it. And then move it so it's resized. Look at that. Now, if I were to play Overwatch, you would see me above the Overwatch. And that's super cool and super important. And some people like to have their stuff over here. They like to have it down here. You can move me around in here. Let's say this is too small and you want me to be super huge. Just like in the corner, like that. Because that's so silly. You could do that too. It is what you want to do. Okay? You do not have to follow this guide exactly everything that I'm doing. It doesn't have to be everything that I'm doing. Now, let's talk overlays. Now, I'm not going to show you all the photos I have because I have a bunch of photos of me and my mom because of that website I made for my mom. So I'm not going to show you my photos, so we're just going to do this preset. But if you want to add an image, you just go to image, you click add new image. But this is my layout that I already have. Now it's automatically going to put it on top of everything. Now let me show you why it's important to move stuff around, because now you can't see half the screen. You can't see my shrimp. Like, come on. So let's say this is exactly where you want the layout to be. Let's lock it in place. Now the shrimp needs to go above it. You got to put it in whatever box you have specific for your little designed character. This is my specific box, so this is where I'm gonna have it. Now Overwatch, as you can see, you can't see that, so you just resize it and you put it in. Most of it, can you tell that most of this is just fitting things where you want it to go? OBS is super easy to manipulate, and that makes it super simple. Let's say that everything is exactly where you want it to be. You just lock it in place, that way you don't mess with it. Because then when we add things like this other stuff, it's going to be easier to do it. I'm going to show you how we're going to be using Stream Elements. You're wondering, what's Stream Elements? What does that do? Super easy. They have a chat bot. I personally use the chat bot. Now, I'm not going to get into that right now because I have like 30 minutes before I'm supposed to leave for work. However, the chatbot's really cool. I'm just going to do a quick overlay. We're going to do the modules or the chat commands. I just have it so if you say these things in my chat, it'll say this instead. So it'll be like, if you do the TikTok command, it'll link my TikTok. If you do the tip command, it'll link my Ko-fi. If you do the link tree, it'll link my link tree. If you do the donate, it'll link the link tree with all of the charities that you can donate to that I sponsor. If you do Discord, all that good stuff. I suggest using this and utilizing this for your Twitch chat. It is super cool, super easy, and I love it. Now for overlays, they have pre-made overlays that you can do. I don't like those. Not for me, personally. So I just do custom ones. I'm going to full screen this. Resolution, whatever. Add widget. Widget adding thing, you don't have to click it up here. You can click it down here. Charity. Donations. You can do like a text, an image, a video, stuff like that. Or what most people do is engagement, or not engagement, sorry. Stream tools, your streams chat. They like to put their chat. Now, I have it set to a specific way, but you can also do it, whatever. You can do a custom chat. You can have message delays. You can have them fade, or you can have them show permanently. I'm a fan of permanently because it makes you seem more active. I don't know. You can change the background color. You can change the opacity of the background color, so it can go from white to clear, stuff like that. positioning, sizing, all that good stuff. So let's say that we actually, this is something that you're just gonna have to test out, in my opinion. So let's say that we're done, right? You click save, overlay name, test, right? So we saved it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add a background color. I'm gonna have it be like this light pink. I'm gonna select it. That way you can kind of see it. And you're gonna save it, and then you're gonna copy the URL link. You're gonna go back over to your OBS. You're gonna click add, and you're gonna click browser source, add browser source. Now you're going to delete the OBS project one, doesn't matter. You're gonna make this 1040, and do that again here 1040. Okay, so now you can see the chat, and you can make it bigger. Bigger, 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 bigger. And then your chat's going to come through over here. Now, you can also have it so it says, like, your latest subscriber. Latest subscriber name, the big oog. I'm going to move this over here, because that's where my chat is. And I'm going to put this down here, because why not? I'm going to press save. Then, when you go back to OBS, you're going to realize, oh, my chat's gone. That's because you have to then adjust it, so it's like, oh, 1200, I believe is what it is. Nope. I just do 2400, because then it shows everything. So then you can see where your chat is, and then you can go back to, it's literally just a bunch of, trial and error with this. That's kind of exactly what it is. I'm gonna move it up by a bit. I don't know why I'm showing you this much, because it's literally just, it's gonna change depending on you. So yeah, anyway, and then you can go to stream, let's say this is perfect, okay? Then you can go to stream elements, and you can go over to emulate subscriber, event, emulate 1, and on here, it'll show you what will happen, which the name just changes, okay? Another thing that you just have to test out for yourself. Now, let's say you don't like this, but you don't hate it, or you just don't want to use it right now. Just hide it. Super easy, super simple. Virtual camera is something that I highly suggest doing, but we're not going to do it on this one. We're going to do it on my Overwatch Simple. So we're going to press start virtual camera. Now you're going to want to go to settings. Make sure that it's the scene that you want. I've learned from my mistakes. Now we're going to open this super, super cool website called TikTok Studio. It's gonna ask to run by as administrator. Always say yes. Honestly, just always say yes. It's not gonna do anything to your device. I've tested it. It's tried and true. It's a good little thing to use. Now, I said this in my last video. First, go live. Just press that. It's not going to make you instantly go live. It's just going to open this, which is, by the way, not exactly, but really, really close to exactly like OBS. So if you know OBS, you know this, okay? I like to use virtual cameras because on TikTok Live Studio, I'm going to show you something. If you do game capture, is it game capture? VietoTube. Do you see how they don't allow transparency? They don't allow transparency. It's not going to work the way you want it to. So just don't. I use the window. That's why I have the window. And that's why I have the Overwatch Simple. Because when you add something like this camera, you can, like, crop it so it fits whatever you're doing better. You're going to want to, like, the way I do it, honestly, is I have it be really small. I'm gonna make this bigger. Oh, Overwatch, lock, camera, nope, camera. I have it be super small. I have it be, like, tiny, because it makes it easier to crop better, because it'll show you the whole thing. And you just go like that. And then you can just resize it afterwards. Now, does it make the video a little more grainy? Yes. but it also allows more customization from what I can tell. I'm gonna undo that because the way I had it was perfect. Now, I have at least one clickbait thing. Now, I'm low elo. I'm slightly in bronze, slightly in silver, a little bit in gold. But because I'm low elo, I like to have this up here. And I also do that because people constantly ask me, oh, what are your ranks? What's your highest rank? What's your lowest rank? I like to have my ranks up there because people are going to make fun of me for it, no matter what. I also have my wins and losses from drives still up. I need to change this. But it's just, I always suggest having like one clickbait thing because people on TikTok are terrible and they're going to make fun of you, but them making fun of you is adding to your engagement. Anyway, so this is exactly the same. For the landscape stuff, I just have it show my thing. I used to have it be my camera, which shows exactly what my you know, Twitch sees, but I don't feel like doing that anymore. So I just have it be my Overwatch if they just want to see the Overwatch gameplay. Honestly. And then I have the portrait more. It's simple. There's only like 5 things here because I also have an alert thing. But it's simple, but also a little complex. This is another thing where you just do what you want to do. This is completely on you. This is completely for you to utilize. I personally went and saw what successful streamers or people who had high views on their live, what their layout was. And I took that and I ran with it. And then I adjusted it to fit my personality. But that's how I use this. Okay? We're going to exit out. I don't like TikTok Live Studio. We're also going to exit to desktop, and I'm going to show you my last program that I use. Okay? I also use this really cool thing called Caster Labs. If you've noticed on my Twitch, I have a mixed chat on there. It shows my TikTok and my Twitch chat. These are very important. Show both, specifically for my Twitch, because I don't have that set up for my thing. Caster Labs is weird. If it does not close properly, you are gonna have to unlink and relink your TikTok account because it's still in beta. If you also stream on, Kick, YouTube, DLive, all these, you can do it perfectly fine. You can also connect your Spotify so you can play music. I personally don't play music because I upload all of my lives to YouTube and that'll demonetize me. So it's completely up to you. My Caster Labs was freaking out. If the TikTok is not working because it's in beta, just disconnect and reconnect. And it worked fine with me, as you can see, because it eventually started showing my TikTok stuff again. Like, it stopped for a while and then it started doing it. Yeah. So I like this a lot for showing off my entire chat on OBS. Like, because as you can see here, it's right here. Like, my whole chat's right there. Does it look as pretty as I'd want it to be? No. I think that's because the bot kind of didn't work. So, here's where you can edit it. I don't know how this works, I'm gonna be completely honest. Oh! Match platform. There we go. Now, this, I feel like, will look a lot better. And then you can change the text style and the events. And then the platform, used from both TikTok and Twitch, you can have it just be one thing. It really depends. This is, again, another thing that you have to test on your own. Now, this is another browser source, so you just copy the link, you go back over here, and then we're gonna go back to the one that we were messing with. And then you just do add, browser, add. Now, this is the one that I do 450, or I do 375 and 450. And then you just copy and paste, press OK, and then your chat's here. Maybe I don't know, man. I've been messing with it a lot. But again, just, I think it was 270? Yeah, I think 275 was right. I don't think it was 450. It might have been 425. Or just mess with it. Mess with it until it works. Okay. There we go. That's much better. So that way you have your chat up here, you have your guy here. Now this layout I made myself. You don't have to use my layout. You can find your own. Anyway, that's Caster Labs, which is really, really cool. And I really like it. Again, everything's still in beta. I'm gonna finish out by saying a couple of frequently asked questions, tips about streaming on TikTok, Twitch, and my personal habits. I'm gonna go through this really quickly since this is a super long video. I'm so sorry. For TikTok, don't say Twitch, don't type Twitch, don't mention Twitch. If you ever mention Twitch, call it the purple app, because they will shadow ban you. They will make it so people cannot see your live. This is tested and true. I went through the worst time of my life. They were constantly saying that I was using somebody else's content. Like, do not do that. Don't do it. You can play music, but make sure that on a test stream that the volume does not overwrite you and your voice and your game. If the music is too loud, people are not going to want to engage with you. You can have it so with different things, like I personally use for TikTok plugins, I use Tickfinity, which has, like overlays and stuff like that, overlay gallery, and they have commands for people to request songs. I like to use that. Just make sure that it's not too loud. I keep it simple and engaging. Do not make it too complicated. Don't make it hard on the eyes. Just keep it simple. Have some form of clickbait or info on the screen, or else people are just going to be like, okay, why am I watching this person play? For me, that's my rank and my win-loss, because I lose a lot of games. That makes people want to watch to see what's going wrong. If you're good, show high ranks, or be like, if you're doing this for a reason, be like, I'm streaming because I'm out of work, or, whatever. Just have something on the screen that makes it more you. Be different and don't copy others. Like, you can copy their layout a little bit, just make it your own. Really, just be your own person. As for Twitch, auto ban words like stream boo or anything that AI bots send, but keep it reasonable, so don't ban Discord. But stream boo is something they use a lot, or AI stream viewers, stuff like that. Ban the bots. You don't want people to just see bots in your chat. That's not good for engagement. I suggest having a more complex layout for Twitch, because it allows you to have more interactive stuff for Twitch. So, when people donate to my Ko-fi, it shows on the screen who donated to my Ko-fi. Stuff like that. I definitely suggest using stream elements. It's so cool, so nice, and makes everything more personalized. Tips for being a good streamer in general. I can't believe I have to say this. Talk to your chat. There are so many people who only talk to Twitch chat and won't talk to their TikTok chat. Your TikTok chat is supposed to get you more followers on Twitch. That's what it's used for. Or your TikTok chat is supposed to get you more followers on Twitch. That's what it's used for. Or if you just want to stream on TikTok because, that's where the money is, I'm going to be completely honest, talk to them. If you're not talking to them, they're not going to stay. Now, don't say hi to every person that joins unless you know that person, unless you see that person all the time. Like, I have a couple of regulars, like Mango or Fingerstab, that I say hi to when I see them join, because I know they're going to interact with me. Interact with people who are interacting with you. Thank your followers and gifters. If somebody sends you a rose, I get that it's not money, but they're still spending money on you. Thank them. That's so nice. And they do not need to do that. Be an asshole to assholes, honestly. That's my suggestion. Or just ban them if you don't want to be a dick. And stay true to yourself and your morals. It is so weird how I have people coming into my chat and they're like, oh, thank you for staying yourself after so long. Literally, stream and be yourself. That's Streaming should be a hobby. You shouldn't be doing it for a job unless you're really good at it. I don't suggest having it for a job. I only had it for a job when I was, broke and did not have a job. But it should not be your long-term goal if you do not have more than 5K followers on Twitch and over 50K on TikTok. My personal habits that I will suggest to you guys, don't play with randos on stream. Play with people that you know and that you trust, because randos can say slurs, which is another thing. Don't say slurs or be racist, but randos can say slurs, they can sim, they can be cheaters. You do not know. Don't say slurs, don't be racist, don't be an asshole to everybody. Don't blame your team if you're playing team games. That's gonna make people not want to talk to you and not want to interact with you, because that's you being an asshole. Sometimes you can blame your team, like literally if somebody was throwing, but don't always be like, oh, my team sucks, like I never win. Like, don't be negative, be positive. It's gonna make people like you. And try to have fun. Do not rely on it for money. That is such a big thing. Please, I beg. Overall, you got this, and I believe in you. You are amazing, and you got this. Now, get out there and go start streaming. Join the shrimp army, yo.